You can create all kind of classes with Python. For example, you can have a class computer, and this class can have a constructor, and then you can define your computer. However, one thing you'll know is that a computer has several states. So it can be on, it can be off, it can be hibernating, it can be suspended. And this is true for many different objects. They have a certain amount of states. And how do you capture that in objects or in object-oriented programming? So first thing to do is to actually define some states. So we can have an on state, we can have an off state, we can have a hibernate state, we can have a suspend state, and all of these states are of the type of a certain type, right? So in this case that would be ComputerState. So all of them are of the type ComputerState. And they have a certain name. Okay, so we define different states, and general states, the computer states, of which all are of the type. And the one thing you'll want to do is to set a state. So upon initializing a new object, you want it to be of the state off. So if we create a new object, by default it has a variable state which is turned off. We run it, see it doesn't actually output anything. So the one thing you can do to show something is to output it. So we have a function to output the state, and you want to be able to change the state as well. So in order to do that, we create a method change, in which we change the state. Now we need a method to change the state, and we can call it switch. Now we need to define that method. So the method is called switch, which takes a state, and then we'll say change the state. Okay, so now we can say object.change on, and perhaps turn it off again. And you'll see now it still only outputs the computer text, doesn't output anything. So what we can do is to output something in the switch method. So we can output the state name, whenever the switch is called, and now you'll see the state is actually changing. So we're calling it to turn on, to turn off, and this works for all of these states. So we can change to hibernate as well. We can change to suspend, and you can call you can set the state multiple times. So for example, you can turn it on twice. Clear the screen here, and you'll see it's changing the state several times. Even though that it's on already, it can change to on again. So it doesn't this pattern doesn't really enforce any order. You can put any order you like. It just allows you to change the state of the object in this case. So we have an object, and the object changes state. And when the object state changes, you can also change variables. So for example, when we are changing the variable name here, depending on the state. You can also add other variables, and whenever the state changes, those variables are changed. So the behavior of the object changes. However, it doesn't enforce any specific order. So you just have a class with a state, and that state can change. And you can define any of the states you want. However, they should all inherit from the same superclass. I've attached this program so you can try it out on your own. You can create objects that can change states.